Grandma's Christmas by Dan Needles. I have just finished reading an article in one of the daily papers proclaiming the death of the large turkey or ham as a focal point for high holidays. According to the writer, people no longer flock together in great numbers to Grandma's house for high holidays. The new reality for most Canadians is a small gathering in an intimate setting, and the writer suggests a modern menu that features the feel of the holiday without all the drudgery in the kitchen. Cornish hen, quenelles of goat cheese with olive toast points, squash brulee. Says my wife, Christmas in a can. There will be no such takers for such a pallid substitute in her family. She was raised on a 400-acre farm in the Sandhills of Dufferin County in southern Ontario, one of 6 children who shared the same bedroom in a tiny frame house on the edge of the Boyne River Valley. They stuck together like a bunch of bananas for warmth, for comfort, for encouragement, and for entertainment. And this Christmas, they will all make the pilgrimage back to the kitchen on the farm for Grandma's 45th Christmas dinner. Grandma's Christmas was moved to Boxing Day about 5 years ago, in deference to the full-fledged Christmas celebrations now operated by her offspring. We usually arrive about 10 o'clock in the morning, and Grandma meets us on the doorstep. She has a large, bright new kitchen in the farmhouse, about 4 times the size of the original, which allows the dinner table to be stretched out and set for 24 aunts, uncles, cousins, and guests. There's always space at Grandma's table for extras. The single moms, the new immigrants, the dispersed and the dispossessed, all in flight from the sodium glare of the city and the 21st century's concept of a Christmas without people. There's still room for a large spruce tree, piles of presents, and a wide circular track around the perimeter to host the invitational speedway races for 19 grandchildren. Yes, it is pandemonium. I once asked Grandma, after a particularly boisterous whipped cream fight, if there was any activity she did not allow in her kitchen. She thought for a long moment and said she didn't care for it when the boys drilled deer horn on the table. The wood stove is going full tilt, and the windows are steamed up from a turkey the size of a Buick roasting in her industrial convection oven. Father trudges up from the barn with a cardboard box containing 2 baby goats and places it behind the wood stove. The smells of Christmas are distinct and pungent. Turkey and cranberries, fresh baked buns, turnips and jellied salads, creamed onions and navy beans. Barn boots, steaming by the door, bring in the smells of cows and horses. Even the snow-dusted off coats has a crisp, minty fragrance. After a meal that would fell the average resident of the third world, desserts are set out. Pies, cakes, trifle, steamed pudding, shortbread cookies, and, of course, Grandma's famous butter tarts, or hand grenades as I call them, because they tend to go off in my stomach at 3 in the morning. Finally, chairs are pushed back and the dishes are cleared off the table and replaced by a crokinole board. The stories begin. Stories we've all heard before, but want to hear again. Father dusts off his accordion and a couple of guitars appear. Before long, the women are whooping, the men are singing, the baby goats and the children are whizzing around the room like a bank track, and the temperature has risen to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. At this point, I have usually had enough and take a walk back through the corn stubble in the still of the evening to cool off and give thanks that, in one place at least, an old-fashioned country Christmas is alive and kicking.